Eyewitness Newsmakers.
We continue our conversation with LA County's most vulnerable children who might be the victims of abuse or neglect. And when we talk about this, I can't imagine how the conversation goes in chambers where you must want to have this solution yesterday.
Right. It's heart-wrenching. Some of the things that we have to contend with and some of the conditions to which these youngsters are subjected, where we do have to intervene. And we need to acknowledge the work of the Department of Children and Family Services, caseworkers and the like, who are doing the job that they should be doing, and we need to correct those instances in which the job wasn't done as it should have been. But I can tell you horrific things happen in some of these instances, and we can't get to the bottom of them fast enough, and we must. And that's what we are essentially trying to do.
Do you feel, Supervisor Antonovich, that the county's Department of Children and Family Services has been forthcoming with all the information that you need?
We have been receiving information. The problem is when they provide us information, we're not also getting the information from the other departments that are there to ensure that the Department of Children and Family Services has the opportunity of meeting the problem with a solution. And sometimes that problem is the other agencies are not participating and helping that child. And that's why this report was so valuable and important, why our article was to point out the facts of some of the issues, and our additional motions on what we just talked about here this morning are going to be addressed. So we have a team effort and to get our colleagues to move forward to help these children.
But finally, there are instances when children cannot remain in their home, and I know that you mentioned it earlier, Supervisor, and I'll give you the opportunity to put that number, we'll put it up now again for our viewers. This is an adoption hotline, and the number is 888-811-1121. And what is this hotline for?
Well, this allows you the opportunity to get information to adopt a child to become a foster parent. Reverend Billy Graham once said, if every church and synagogue in the United States took in 10 people on welfare, we could eliminate welfare. Well, if we could take that analogy for LA County, if every church and synagogue would come forward and provide foster parents, we could find homes for these 30,000 children. We could find a support system so these children would have the ability to have a loving home, an environment that would encourage them to continue their education and be the productive citizens tomorrow, which is so required of this great state and nation to have if we're going to be a great nation.
How does the county ensure, Supervisor, that these homes are safer than the homes they've come out of?
Well, I think it means that there has to be consistent and rigorous oversight with state-of-the-art methodologies to support foster parents, hold them accountable, make sure that they are doing what they need to do, and provide the systems of support that are necessary. It is not easy. The children are often very, very troubled, and we don't make any claim that this is simple or perfect, but we can and must do better for those children and for those families.
I must wonder, though, when you're talking about 30,000 children in this system, how has the economy affected how many people want to step forward and take another child into their home?
There are people who sacrifice for children who would like that opportunity. And we want to have a strong public-private partnership to ensure that those support systems are in place for that child. But again, you have children coming from affluent homes who end up in jail. You have children coming from poverty who end up leaders tomorrow. It's the love and the support in the home, not the economic checkbook that they may have.
Supervisor, I wanted to give you the final word on this. Now, you're going to hear back on this report and see what's going on in about a month?
Or less. And we are anxious to hear because we have a lot of work to do, and I think we can do it well if we elect to work together in so doing.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Our time has run out, but Supervisor Antonovich, Supervisor Ridley-Thomas, we'd like to continue our conversation with you and stay in touch on what will happen to LA County's children.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both, gentlemen. All right, coming up, a look ahead to next week's program.